Good evening, everyone. Oh, this is Gil at GrayManPrepping. Welcome to another episode of Tactical Tuesday, where we're going to be talking gear and more tonight, not so much tactics, because tonight's topic, lithium batteries. Quality matters. Yes, quality does matter. All right, so let's see who's all here. And, yep, got another one's coming in here, so let's hit them all right quick here. All right, so first one in was Phelan Klein Wolf. He said he's going to be lurking tonight. Walt Rogers came in, then Mark at Chef Tech. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Geeky Gardens is here. Utah Mike. Kalen Strain. Gunslinger Outdoors. It's the... And it froze, so it's the Marshmallow Man. And, yeah. And this is another suggested topic from the viewers. All right. So, all right. So, yeah. Lithium batteries. Lithium iron phosphate batteries. Lithium, shoot, I forget the other one. There's several of the lithium ones and stuff out there. Quality matters, because if it's made cheaply, bad things happen. And Mark is pretending that he is CR with all the puns. All right. So, dang, everybody's popping crap up tonight. Usually when I first started doing this time, there was nobody else going live at this time. They were all popping in, usually hitting in an hour later from now. So anyways, all right, so let's get all charged up and jump into this here. All right, so yes, disclaimer, yes, because we're going to be using some articles and other stuff to talk about it, and some photos to discuss what's going on tonight. So everything's going to be covered under fair use. Yeah. Yeah. All righty. So, yeah. So looking at this, yeah, you got your, there are a lot of buses going up in flames. A lot of buses. There are a lot of buses going up in flames. And when it's at the charging station or at, the bus yard itself, where they're not charged after they're charged, they park and whatever, they have problems. Even in England, where they got the double-decker buses, electric double-decker buses, they go up in flames. And when one starts, then the next one starts. And I don't think I saw pictures of all 5 buses in flames, where it just kept going from one to another to another. So as the one heated up and heated the one next to it, its batteries got hot and it went poofy. None at all, nothing left on the ground. It's all up in the air. Yeah, laugh or cry. It's one or the other. Hey, and yeah, it happens in garages too. I couldn't count. I started trying to make out the different vehicles down on the other side of the fence there that were catching on fire. I got up to 15, and I wasn't sure how many more were buried in there. But yeah. And then there's the public ones where people plug into it and pay to charge and stuff, and all of a sudden something happens. Yep, that's part of it right there. Yeah. Yep. And it's not just trying to charge a hot battery. There's other problems too. Okay, those are the pictures I had. I just threw up a bunch of pictures of that for that. And so I'm going to drop the link in if some of you guys want to come up here. Now, Mark sent me a link here, or in the first, up near the top, one of his first comments there had a link in it. And I'm going to drop that down and put this up. This is another reason I got to put the, before I show this article here, I need to put the, where is it? I need to put this back up for a second, folks. Sorry. But just to clarify, YouTube, yes, this is covered under the, we're doing comment and criticism and all the other fun stuff to it. So, ready for it? Here it is.
Yes. I'm waiting for this one because that thing, scroll down a little bit. It's like a 9-minute recharge.
I'm going to go through it. So 1 kilogram of silver per car.
Yeah, 2.2 pounds. That's it.
Yeah. 600-mile range, about double the average of the ones on today's market, which means I still couldn't drive it all the way from here to California. I need to have at least 850 miles.
Throw a small Honda generator in the back. You can recharge yourself on the way there and go all the way on less than a gallon of gas.
Yeah. Now, if it works on a regular charging station, I could pull into like at Winnemucca and go have lunch and plug it in and it'd be charged when I came back out. And so it says lighter weight and 20-year lifespan instead of
5
for the automotives. Here's what's interesting though. For automotive, the lithium battery stuff they use in the cars has about 5 to 7 years.
Right when
the
warranty
systems they use in the houses has 20 years that they use in house because it doesn't discharge anywhere close to the full discharge like the cars do and the buses do and the trucks, the electric trucks. So can you imagine this silver battery system in a house? That would give it more of like a 60-year battery life in a house.
And 20-minute recharge on a 200-watt solar panel.
It would just, you'd only need like an hour or two during the day of peak time to charge it up. Or 4 hours on a cloudy day. Or 8 hours on a snowy day.
It's alien technology that we're getting slowly.
Yeah. But so I'm going to, those in case those that didn't see it up above. Oh, I switched. There we go. All right.
Does it
see,
say
all right.
I didn't read the whole thing.
Yeah. All right. So Suzanne Galay's in the house now. Diana 2 is here.
I'll put it back up again.
Yeah, so I'll drop it. You just dropped it in. Okay, so Mark just dropped it in again. And this is a good point. Defective chargers have been known to blow up batteries.
Defective batteries have been known to blow up batteries.
Even, with the proper charger. High temperatures, not of the battery, of the ambient temperature. Like in Phoenix, Arizona, it's 115 today, folks, and the batteries are blowing up left and right. Or up in Minnesota, all right, we're at minus 15 and they're trying to charge the buses and they're going poof down the line.
Or they're just not charging at all and they don't go anywhere, so why bother?
Yeah, they're not charging at all. But when it gets warm enough where they can charge, they've been damaged from trying to charge in extreme cold.
I don't know what the temperature. I don't know if it said the temperature range on it. I'm sure if you go to I'm sure at the Samsung site, because that was the first one that popped. I just copied that in there.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's, besides the lithium iron phosphate batteries, there's another battery that they use in the house units. It costs a little bit more. It weighs a bit more, but it has 4 times the life cycle on it.
What about capacity? Same capacity?
Same capacity. Batteries just like, instead of being this size, it's like an inch or 2 bigger. But you got it lasts, 4 times as long on the life cycles. And Mother's Garden Club slid in. Woohoo! So, there are a bunch of different lithium style batteries out there, and then each style has different designs within it. And one of the biggest problems is with all, like the buses especially, they are, the batteries, like Gunslinger said, they come in hot. They try to charge them. They don't like to be charged hot. My batteries, my lithium batteries for my Craftsman tools and for my green ones, Ryobis. And the Ryobis, they all say, do not charge hot or warm. Let it cool down to room temperature. That's the problem right there. And a lot of the, you guys remember back 8 years ago or so, 9 years ago, the hoverboards that were going up in flames, kids would be riding them, charge them up, and they'd go up in flames because they're charging a hot battery. Or if they were lucky and it didn't go up, they go out and start using it, and the battery's still hot, and now it's getting hotter, and it goes up.
Yeah, it's never a good idea. I've always found that with even electric forklifts and those Ryobi things and the battery powered mopeds is what I've used, but still, I've always been told you never charge a battery that you just killed right away. Always let it cool down. And with working in the meat factories, the cold does drain the battery a little bit more than it would at normal temperatures.
Yeah, cold batteries don't work well.
Yeah, and all right, so we got comments here. I'm going to get back on the comments here. And where is I'm going to start with this one here. And even for the ones that some of the power stations for homes, some people put them out in the garages, or they put it in one of those little garden sheds next to the house because they don't want it in the house because they're leery. And now it's getting cold in the wintertime. The batteries those systems come with for the power stations for the houses have heating units to warm the batteries up a little bit so they're not trying to run cold.
Yeah, but that drains the battery. Duh.
That drains the battery a little bit, yes. But if you have solar run at the same time, it's keeping it's charging the battery and keeping it warm, and it's it's functioning around it a little bit. But talking with Ben over at Minuteman Prep, the stuff they have on the batteries for home use has a whole bunch more safety stuff on it and alert stuff on it than the ones they have for vehicles. Specifically, a lot of the ones he's using now, they ping him on his phone when something's up with the battery. First thing starting to go wrong, he gets a ping on his phone saying, come check me out. Something's wrong. Yeah, or it tells them what's wrong. Whereas the ones in the buses, the designers of the buses and stuff are thinking, oh, well, see, bus drivers are stupid. They wouldn't know what to do anyways. They're not mechanics, so we're not going to put anything up in the cab for them to know.
Yeah, even the Ford, my buddy, because I think I told you, my buddy at Ford, I go to the dealership. We work on my truck all the time where I used to work. And for like 6 months, they had like 30 crates out back with bad batteries from the Lightning. And it's not like the whole pack was bad. Each cell is hooked up to the processor because there's like this big microprocessor in there. It monitors every single cell. And when you got one cell that starts to go erratic or do something wrong, nope, it shuts the whole pack down, and you got to put a whole new pack in it and send it back. Yeah. And we were going to take one apart, and I decided no, because there's so much voltage in there and stuff. You could just die looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Save that thought, Mark, on taking them apart. Go ahead, Lewis.
Oh, I was just going to say, remember the old black and white Ryobi batteries? I don't know. I think they were nickel or something. I used to take them apart and look for the batteries. I call them exploded batteries. They weren't, but they would stop working, and they were all like, I can't remember the size of the batteries on the inside. And I would take them out because they were sort of soldered together and try to resolder them together and all that just to make a brand new or a newer
I did that on my Makita had sub-Cs in it. I had 8 of them or 10 of them. And you could pop the plastic case apart. Now you take it apart. There you got all these wires everywhere. You don't know what's what. It's like, screw it. Take it down to the recycling center and let them deal with it. I used to I cringe thinking back in the day when Radio Shack had the battery recycling bin inside, and you're just
throwing shit in there.
Yeah, your old Nokia battery was bad, so you just drop it in there, and And now I'm looking back going, I'm surprised more Radio Shack burn to the ground, and because of you throw it in there too. I've had two of the little button cells in my pocket, and I took them out of a car remote. They were still good. I put them in my pocket, but then a couple coins wound up in there. And all of a sudden, my skin's getting hot because they're short-circuiting through the coins.
Yeah. Hey, Gunslinger, the problem is that being not the code is very limited. Most places allow them to be in the garage, to set them up in the garage or a utility room in the house. And especially the new design ones, like because I know in here in Idaho they can be in the house, they can be in the garage. If you have a commercial one like the Tesla wall battery thing, if you have a utility room, it can be in the utility room at the breaker box and stuff. I know in California they can be in the garage. If you don't have a garage, they can be in the utility room. But it's there's as far as it being out in the shed, that's not really a thing, because I know a lot of states allow them in garages because that's what the things are built for. They're built to be inside, and so
I remember back in the day, my Boy Scout camp, he was off the grid just because there was no power up there. He had like 28 or 30 6-volt liquid lead acid, but these things were massive. And he would go out there. They're all linked together, and it made his voltage for the house because he would just live there year round. And every now and then, one of them, something would happen. You'd get a burned cable, but it wouldn't blow up. It was a lead acid battery. He would just go out, disconnect it, take it out of the loop, put another one in there, put it back in the loop, and then send the other one back for a refurb and get it back again because it was just lead acid. But they're dangerous in their own right.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So that's the thing. People need to also make sure their house wiring is up to code before they do that. And most of the things I've seen though for houses, where houses catch on fire, It's the car, not the battery bank in the house.
Yeah, it overheats the circuit, and yeah,
because the house itself, I mean, the battery for the house stays at a a normal, comfortable temperature. But they pull the car in, and it's on really low, and they plug it in. Or the thing is that the circuit for the charger for the car is on they put it in, and they go, oh, it needs to have a 50 amp circuit instead of a 50 amp breaker instead of a 30 amp breaker. Oh, the wire's good enough. We'll just put a bigger breaker in, and the wire's not good enough.
Size matters.
Yeah, size matters. And so it's trying to draw more power. It's heating up the wiring, and it's not producing the proper power functioning going out. So there's there's problems there, and the cars aren't because the cars aren't getting charged at the proper voltage / hertz and everything else. Then because the charging unit isn't functioning right. So there's problems all the way down. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff on that. Yeah, but let me go back to the article here and see what I can find about. Okay, so I'm not sure what this means. Energy density with an energy density of 500 watt-hour / kg. These batteries are nearly twice as dense as current mainstream EV batteries, allowing for longer travel distances. Okay. Safety, use of
1 hour per kilogram.
Yeah. Solid state electrode instead of a liquid one reduces the risk of fires, making these batteries safer than traditional options. Impact on the silver market. Okay. If 20% of the global car production, approximately 16 million vehicles, adapt this technology, the annual silver demand could reach 16,000 metric tons.
Yeah, we don't have that much.
Wait a minute. Yeah, mining silver is not as toxic as mining lithium.
Yeah, but contrary to popular belief, silver mines, there's very few of them. Silver is a byproduct of zinc and other things they mine.
Yeah.
So if they get 1,000 pounds of ore and 20 pounds of zinc, you get like a pound of silver, and that's a byproduct. They don't really look for it because it's not like gold is in veins and stuff like that. You may find a silver vein, but it's rare. No pun intended on rare.
That would have been Carson City, Nevada.
Yeah.
Where that was rare, and it was like, oh, silver! Oh, we got silver!
Yeah, but it wasn't worth near as much as gold, so it didn't last very long.
Well, they ran. I mean, it was in a vein, and they cleaned it out. So, but there's still silver mines going on in Nevada. Anything else about this? Nothing else about this. So, if you want to look more about this, you can go to Samsung's site and see about checking out that information. But yeah, I heard about this before, a little bit about it. Yeah. Now, interesting, talking about taking back car batteries apart. There's a company that is making the portable power stations, the bigger ones that are that you grunt to move around and stuff. They're making them cheaper than Blue Eddy, than any of the other ones like that, because they get the batteries practically for free from the EV battery manufacturers. Because when they go the replacement batteries or the new batteries installed, if they don't match up absolutely perfect with the vehicle, and when in production something's off on one of the holes just a little bit, they don't want to try to re-drill a hole next to it to get the mount in there. They scrap them. And this company's picking them up, pennies on the dollar, and they take it apart and they break the cells down and then they build their battery units for their home battery home power stations. So they're getting the battery units at like a third the cost of anybody else because they're recycling brand new batteries.
I wouldn't want that job, drilling holes and taking them apart.
Yeah. And the things that when they say is they're not drilling holes now, they're just unbolting everything, taking it apart, and they just unbolt everything as they go along. And I guarantee you, when they disconnect the wire, they're going to be have some sort of plastic clamp that goes over it to keep it from contacting anything as they take it out. Okay. I can set the low draw on my power stations. My DIY power stations, I cannot set low draw.
Oh, I've ran my Jackery down to 0 many times. Not on purpose. It's just I wake up in the morning, the refrigerator door popped open in my cabin, and everything's off. I go over and it says 0. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Because my fridge door popped open. It was running all night. Yeah,
Ben over at Minuteman Prep, he purposely he'll get units, and one of the first things he does on it is drain it till it won't allow it to be drained anymore. And then he goes and he hooks it up and everything, and he charges it up, times the actual charge going in, voltage going in to see if it's a true however many watt-hour battery. Then he goes and puts up all these light bulbs, and he starts turning them on to get up to what the inverter is supposed to handle. And he goes 100 watts more, 100 watts more, till the inverter kicks off. And he does all sorts of tests like that to stress out the home power stations, and then he runs it right at its optimal peak, your efficiency, to see how long it's going to run, to see if the battery will discharge the proper amount of watts, the watt hours to cover running it. But he's had, I think I've seen 3 videos where he's had a unit catch fire, and 2 of them were the same unit, brand new out of the box. He called, "Hey, I took it out. I tried to charge it up. It caught fire. Here's the video on it. Go look at it for yourself." And they sent him another one. And the second one did the same daggone thing. And that one went from looking good on his chart to do not buy.
I thought it was ironic when I ran my Jackery down. I was out there for 3 days. First morning I wake up and my Jackery's dead. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" It's usually good for 2 days for my fridge. I had to I couldn't get my generator started because the carburetor was gummed up. So I had to use my other solar supply. I actually went from, I didn't have the DC, I didn't have a cigarette lighter plug. So I went from DC through the inverter to AC, plugged in my AC charger back to my Jackery. What a waste of, I'm sitting there crying going, "Are you kidding me?" And I had the sun was shining all day. So that kind of kept up. I think I got it up to like 60%. And then I went home after that. I ate all the food out of the fridge, so it didn't matter. I just ate freeze-dried food after that.
Yeah. Yeah, they're so I mean the problem with and some of the articles I read on these, I wish I'd saved it. So I was reading articles before it was suggested, so I wasn't even thinking of saving the information here. But what stuck in my brain is that the manufacturers get in a hurry to manufacture the battery units, and so they got all the little cells in there. And actually, let me see if I'm going to pop something up here. Hang on just a second here.
Yeah, they start to widen their range on capacity of each battery cell.
Yeah.
Instead of they need it between 97 and 100%. Well, let's just lower it down to 94%. Let's do 93%. And they keep lowering it down, and then they mix and match the batteries in the pack and send it out. So, yeah, that'll work, and nobody's going to complain about it.
Yeah. But,
hey, Tammy.
Tammy's here, yeah, Rebel Canners. So each one of these little things is a battery, and they hook several of them up to get it up to 12 volts, and then they're ganging 12 volts. This is a rat's nest. This is someone's experiment.
Yeah,
okay? It's a rat's nest.
Yeah, you do 12 volts, and then you go parallel, and then up your amperage.
Yeah. Anyways, about each one of these batteries, if they're each cell is how do I put this? If each cell is not high quality set up right, then you have one of those cells and the entire setup goes bad. They don't know which cell it is, and so basically you got a dead battery of several $1,000 battery for the cars or the buses or whatever else. And if it goes bad and goes poofy poof and loses all the smoke out of it, and then they all lose their smoke, catches fire.
That's that factory smoke. Yeah.
Yeah, they only have so much smoke installed in. When the smoke's gone, everything's gone. Let me see if I can find something here.
My friend Richard gave me his daughter outgrew it. He had one of those little electric little Tykes vehicle things, the Jeep, and he gave it to me. And the batteries were cooked, and I was not going to spend back in the 90s. I was not going to spend stupid money on these two little tiny 6-volt batteries to make 12 volts. I was like, how the heck with it? So I strapped a 950 cranking amp battery in the tailgate area of this thing. My girls would run that thing all day long. The only problem was it would do wheelies because there was so much weight over the back. So when it hit the gas, it was doing wheelies.
Yeah. Come on. Oh, shoot. Don't tell me they stopped carrying them.
Ooh, Harbor Freight?
I'm going through my soul. Yeah, it's one of the ones they took it out. Because they used to, those cells, you used to be able to buy those separately on Amazon. And I had it in my wish list here, a bunch of those. And where I get them, and it's no longer, it says image no longer available. Nope.
Did you freeze or did I freeze?
I think he froze.
Oh, okay. If you're talking, he froze. Wow, that's a big freeze. Wow. Hello. Green. Hello. And you're muted. And you're still muted.
Yeah, I'm muted. I'm trying to fix the computer when the video card.
Must be a battery issue.
Yeah, must be a battery. Let me try this again.
All
right. I had to go down to a lower resolution on the camera.
Put on 380p. We like to see all grainy.
Well, this is 460. What is it for? Hang on here. I'm on 480 right now. I could take it down to 360. Take it.
Oh yeah, that's lovely.
There, I'm back up to 720. I'm back up to 720 now.
That's that wonderful internet you got out there.
Yeah, no, it's this high quality Costco gaming computer that had a crappy that didn't have the video card in it. They said it's supposed to have in it, but I didn't realize that till after had been using it for 6 months.
Oops.
Yeah. I have a feeling it was a return. Someone swapped out the video card out of it, and they just put it back on the floor there and didn't,
No, why would anybody do that?
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So anyways, so if the so the cells are dumb. The individual cells, when they put them together, then they start adding electronics on them to for all the protection and stuff on it. The more protection they add to it, then it can or cannot. It may or may not do communications. Yeah, there's a whole. And I'm sorry, but some of the things, it's just that they put so much friggin' stuff in there, and then they don't use it all properly, and then they don't put out the word of, hello, guess what, folks? You need to not charge it when it's cold. And the problem is, so many people are buying into the BS of electric vehicles.
And not as many anymore.
Being the, it's the green thing. It has a 0 carbon footprint. Bull pucky. Anyways, that's a whole other story there.
Yeah.
The only time I've never had a problem with a battery was on my 4-wheeler, and that was because I had a trickle charge put to it. So I could use it anytime I wanted it. Stay outside all winter long because I used the 4-wheeler, and then there was a special connection to it that I'd leave it sit on the battery, but I would have to get this thing to hook up into a plug, and when it wasn't in use, it would get plugged in so that it would kind of like it would almost work as a block heater for an engine, right?
Yeah,
in a way.
Keep the batteries warm.
Yeah, and that's the only time I've never had a problem with it. On my generator, I've got to take out the battery, bring it inside because I don't have one for that, right?
Yeah, they make battery blankets for the cold environments. You wrap your battery in it, and it plugs into the house. It warms your block heater up, and also keeps your batteries warm. So when you go to crank the engine over, your battery is nice and 80, 90 degrees or 60 degrees, or it's not 0 or 50 below, and it'll crank right over.
All right, so BMS stands for Battery Management System, and so they put them on there. But I've talking to several like Reed at Manifestations of Imaginations, formerly known. That's what it was formerly known. It's now called Reed In. And Reed was talking about that. He's an electronic. That's what he does for a living, is work on electronics and battery management systems for all the computers and stuff where he works at and everything. And he was saying that not all battery management systems are created equally. There are good, high quality ones, and there are crappy ones.
I remember back in the day running the RC cars and the gliders with the 7.2 volt SAFT cell packs and 1,000 milliamp, 1,200 milliamp, 4,000 milliamp. I mean, all these great things, and we blew up a bunch of them. We didn't know why, and now I do, because we ran that car up and down the street for like an hour, and that battery was smoking hot. And we just slap it on a charger, hook it to the car battery, and let it charge up. And all of a sudden, there's like smoke coming out of the battery. It didn't blow up or anything. It ruined the battery pack. Yeah. And it's like, what do we do? I don't know. Well, we didn't know because it was too hot. They didn't tell you back then, don't charge it hot. We didn't care.
And that's, that's what I think that's what a lot of I would say that's probably part of the majority of all bus fires and stuff and electric mopeds out there. The cities have the use your credit card, rent it, and go drive it and take it back to the thing. You return it, you plug it in, and you go. It could they plug these suckers in hot. The people that are renting don't care. It's like, I rented it here. I'll just charge it. And they don't have anything on it to sense the temperature of the battery, so it won't charge until the battery cools down.
The rental ones probably do. They probably have little built-in stuff. So if it's too hot, it's just going to sit there.
That's why they're going up in flames. They're going up in flames at their charging stations there on the street. I've seen videos on that. It's just going up, and there was one out in front of a not a donut shop, but not a Starbucks, a little cafe type thing, and they ran the time lapse on it. And someone drove it up, returned it, plugged it in, went off. 15 minutes later, it started smoking.
And then wiped out 7 other bicycles next to it.
No, fortunately, it was the only one there, but it was shooting flames out the side about 8 feet.
Oh, yeah. I've seen those videos in the kid gets the new electric scooter and brings it in the house and plugs it in, and all of a sudden the house is on fire.
Yeah. And yeah, and that's the other thing. Those things, just like do not charge those in the house. Hang on here. I'm gonna see if I can find something here fun here for you guys. But yeah, the thing is, so they don't educate the public. They don't educate the buyers. And secretly, I believe they are. I'm going to tell you. I believe secretly that they are counting on people destroying their stuff so they can sell more of them.
Yeah, buy another. Oh, blew up. Oh, give me. Sorry, your warranty was up at 90 days and it's been 91 days. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things I think they don't say is for things is how many times you can actually charge it. Like say on these car batteries or the bus batteries or the moped batteries. Because I know the forklift batteries, they only had so many charges, like 1,000 charges. And then they would go and get inspected, and 9 times out of 10, they had some cells that weren't properly working.
Yeah, the top one here is a little scooter. The other one's looks like a regular bicycle. This one you can't see, it's so bright, but you can see all these ones going.
That one that says the truth, and the one below at 200 fires. I've seen these electric bikes all over my town, and they have the. Why would you put a giant fat tire with more rolling friction on it on a battery powered bicycle? It looks like a motorcycle, I guess, but you just created more rolling friction to drain the battery quicker. Put it on my 10 speed. I always wanted to put a car battery on the back rack of my 10 speed and put a little electric motor on there and just to power it. I don't need to go 100 miles an hour. I just want to go somewhere.
All right, this one here in the middle here.
Oh, I've seen that
pretty color on. So off on the left, you can see the smoke here, and it says it took only 2.5 minutes for an exploding lithium-ion battery to fully engulf an e-bike shop. And so there's you guys can find lots of things going on. Here's one up in Vancouver.
Yeah, just put e-bike fire. You don't even need catching. Just put e-bike fire. And it just goes on and on and on and on.
Well, I put e-bike, and that's what popped up was catching fire.
There you go.
And it came up. It's not e-bike good, e-bike fast, e-bike catching fire was the number one thing on it.
That's frightening.
Yeah.
Yeah, e-bike. Let's bring e-bike into the subway. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's absolutely scary because they take their bikes on the subway. They get to the point, they ride to the office, come back, get on the subway, go back to their station, ride home on it.
Yeah, now you got a car on fire in between stops in the tunnels, and everybody's running to other cars because that car is now engulfed in flames, and you're going to die from the toxic fumes. But it's okay. It's environmentally friendly and green, and
All right, so I've been looking at it. So we got Toronto, got Ontario, got Sydney, a couple of them here in Sydney. Had some up there that were where was it? That's Toronto. Trying to see whether they had on the side here. Well, ABC News, that's got to be in the U.S. here.
Any places like Toronto, is it Toronto's a big city,
British Columbia? It's everywhere.
You'll find more of them because I lived in Orangeville, about an hour and a half or so away from Toronto, and I had one of those electric mopeds, and it was great. Like, I didn't have no fires or anything like that, but the battery, after so long, wasn't putting out as much. So you got to replace them after so long.
Hang on a second. Let me get rid of this ad here.
Yeah. Now you're going to get electrical bike ads on every time you go on YouTube and Google.
All right. So Get this one going. So this is in Queens, New York.
Oh, look at all those cell phones about to say bye-bye.
Oh, right over here on the right. You can see the smoke starting to come out of the charger right down here on the box. You can see the cursor moving there. You can see this. It looks like the there we go. Poof. So it's oh well. Oh, fireworks! Oh, it's the 4th of July. Jeez. Oh, dang.
Torch.
It's Iron Man's boots going off.
Yeah.
It's like July 4th weekend.
Ion rockets. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah. So, yeah, it's,
Yeah, Gunslinger said most of the forklift or fork truck batteries are lead acid. Ironically, one of my daughters, I won't say the company name, works for a company. And I tried to get a job with them. They pull out the lead acid battery pack or whatever you call it, and a hydrogen fuel cell goes in. And they have hydrogen generators out back, big tanks and that, and they're not explosive. And they love that because you can just swap out the pack in 5 minutes instead of having your forklift down for 10 hours while it's charging.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to try to bring
this my dad had he worked in the meat factories, and there was a little warm room for the batteries. And we had like 3 or 4 batteries for each forklift and whatever other electronic device like that.
Oh, yeah. Big charger cables hanging everywhere. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And change them out. And we would usually add water to them sometimes.
Yep. Yeah, they get hot. They boil out. My dad, when he had a gas station, I think I still have his battery water. It's like a little nozzle on this little jug, and you pop the caps off and you put it in there, and it would only put enough deionized water in there to get it up to a certain level. And that was back in the day when, just add water to your battery because the acid didn't go anywhere. The water did.
Yeah. All right. Got another one here. Now, before I run it, I'm going to read in the description, like down below. It says, reasons for electric bike fire accidents. Batteries are manufactured in the Red Dragon area to cut down on protection costs and sell e-bikes at competitive prices. Batteries are not designed for high-speed applications. Due to hot climate conditions of India, makes the cooling system hard to work, more problematic during the summer seasons. Poor or no research on suitable battery packs for applications because research takes considerable time and money. Not following good quality testing standards, Six Sigma, and no standard quality analysis. Poor cooling systems because batteries and EVs heat up a lot and are arranged in a compact manner with all the batteries connected together. If they're malfunction, one battery affects all of them. Yeah. So let's watch this one here, which is already on fire. Boom! And this is in India. You can't hear what I'm hearing. It's in India.
It's probably a common occurrence there.
So
one day, I don't know I know that antifreeze helps cool engines, cars down, but they should do something like that. These battery powered things.
Yeah. And that's the one thing nobody remembers back about 12 years ago, the problems with cell phones overheating and catching fire when it started for something that was it Samsung?
Probably
that had the battery problems in it, and then Apple had it for about 3 months. They did a recall. I think that was about 12 to 15 years ago, and there was problems with the batteries, overheating and not so much catching fire. I'm not sure I remember any catching fire, but basically they overheated and killed the electronics in the phone.
Yeah. I know my phone, if I have it stuck to my dashboard in the summertime and the sun's hitting it too long and I got it plugged in, it'll just pop up charging halted. it'll continue when it cools back down. So I put it in front of the AC vent for 20 minutes to cool the whole phone back down again. And works fine.
Mine
the Note, yes. The Note smartphones, yes.
Mine will shut right off.
Oh, mine will shut down too if it gets that hot.
Hey, Tammy 2. We got Tammy 1 and Tammy 2 in here. Now all we need to do is get a third one. But so if you're going to be and I'm going to address it not to the vehicles where all the problems are, but I'm going to address this now back to the power stations. The newer ones coming out are doing a lot more quality testing on their battery components and stuff to make sure that they don't have fire issues on the charging, and they have the temperature things on it. And of course, like in your house, you're not drawing that like a high volume, like against what you said. It's not drawn like a car. It's like just sucking all the power out of it. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. So again, cylindrical ion cells, they charge fast, they discharge fast. That's why,
Yeah, that kind of, it's seeming that you mentioned that, Gil. I remember those yellow, even my lithium batteries for my Ryobi set. I got a cordless saw, right?
Yeah.
Those batteries, when I'm using the cordless saw, right, those batteries can heat right up. But when I use my drill, it doesn't heat up. Like it heats up, but nowhere near as if I'm using the cordless saw.
Yeah. One of the things I've noticed with like my Ryobis and my Craftsman's ones and the aftermarket ones I got for both, I started buying a bunch of extra aftermarkets because the one actually adds in it. I'm going to put a warning on it. Warning, if the battery is warm, do not charge. And it's like, what? And I read on, and this wasn't the name brands. This was the aftermarket batteries that had the warning on it. And it explained there. I go, okay. So I bought some more. That way I have one charging up. I pull it out, put it in, replace the one in there. I take the other dead one sitting next to it, put in the charger, put the hot one sitting next to the charger to cool down.
Yep. I've done that. I have I think for my Craftsman, I have all Craftsman stuff now. And the 20 amp batteries or whatever they are 4 amp hour batteries, the big ones. Yeah. And I probably have like 20 of them now. I have 2 separate carry cases for the batteries because when I use them, I'm rolling through those things, and I just And there's always as soon as one's dead, I'll let it sit there and cool down. Hell, I've thrown it in the fridge a couple times just to cool it down quicker. And now I just let them sit. Even in the dead of summer, I just throw them in the shade, let them cool down. I keep using the other ones, and by the time I'm done with my project, I probably still have 4 or 5 batteries left. I'll take them home and charge them, and not worry about running a generator or stealing power off my my jackery.
Yeah, and I have basically 3 batteries for every power tool I have.
Yeah,
but I'm not using all the power tools. And so I got like 6 chargers there. And so I can go through all the chargers, put other ones on the chargers, and the other ones are going to be cooling. And I'm probably not going to get to those till the next day. So it has a chance to cool down naturally overnight and everything. But when like my wife's here, my son's here, we get close to, they're just cooling down. They're just getting cold to the touch to go back into the chargers when we're doing a lot of work here.
Yeah, when I'm at the cabin, I'm off grid. So, when it gets later in the day and it's cooled down, I'm done with my projects, and I got like 12 batteries that need charging. I got 4 chargers. I will fire up the generator. I will charge. If I'm going to use gas, I'm charging everything. I got 4 chargers plugged in on extension cords with the double duplex whatever stuff on there, and I'm charging up my jackery. I'm charging up my other generator. I'm charging everything, running the fridge, running the lights. Yeah, I run everything at the same time. If I'm running gas, I'm using it. I'm not going to waste a freaking gram of that stuff when I'm out at the cabin because it takes a little while to go get another jug of gas.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's one of the things I tell people about. If they have a generator and the power's out and they're going to run the generator for the house, it's like, no. You run the generator for the refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
And I froze. For the refrigerator, for the freezers, for that stuff, and you charge up your batteries because, like, for my Craftsman's, I haven't gotten one for the Ryobi yet. For my Craftsman's, I got the fluorescent lights and the LED work lights that charge.
Hey, for your Craftsman, did you get? I have two of them now. They're little baby inverters. It clips on it. Oh, you got to get one. It has a 120 volt plug. Of course, you're not going to last very long unless it's just like a lamp or something with an LED.
Yeah.
But it's got a USB port on it. So when I'm at the cabin and I'm on your channel doing the live stream, my phone is plugged into one of those 4 amp batteries with the inverter running through the USB port. It keeps my phone charged or my iPad charged the whole time. I just charge it up in the morning when I run the generator.
Well, it's been several months. I was stopped at Sam's Club, get loaded up, backed out of the stall. It's like, all right, something's wrong here. Looked, and I had a flat tire. It wasn't flat when I got in there. So I went over. I was almost out of gas. Went over because I was going to stop at the Sam's Club gas there. Filled up there, and a block and a half down the street is Les Schwab, where I got the tires from. So while I'm there filling up, guy pulls up. He goes, "Oh, let me give you an air for that tire so you can go wherever you need to go." He pulled out a was it DeWalt? I think it was a DeWalt unit that has jumper cables on it, and it had the air compressor on it, and it had 4 battery packs that plugged into it. I mean, it ran off the rechargeable batteries.
Yep.
For the thing. So, as I'm looking at that, that is cool. So he's using his other batteries to run this. And so he just aired it up really quick. And I went down there, and they found a screw in the middle of it that,
plug it.
But but they have the and it not only does it have the batteries that plug into it to run the battery charger, to run the air compressor, it has an inverter on it to run several things. So you got 4 batteries running the inverter.
Doesn't Craftsman have a air compressor? I gotta look. Now you got me thinking I'm gonna go back to Lowe's, or I'll go online here in a minute.
Yeah, see what they have one. It's going to be in the 20 volt, not the 19.2 that I have. It's going to be the 20 volt system.
19.2, is that the older Craftsman stuff?
That is the real Craftsman stuff.
Well, whatever. I got all the 20 volt.
Yeah, so does my son.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I got. When I get too many things and I don't have enough space, I buy another one of those stackable Craftsman crate bucket things, and they go on top of each other. They clip together, slap a label on it, what's in there, and off I go.
Yeah. One of the things that you can sit on this to when Ben is rating all the Minuteman Prep is rating all the different power stations, one of the things that'll move a power station up is the more expansion batteries you can attach to it. Like the Blue Eddy has a limit of 2, and for the one, and the Delta Pro has a limit of 3, and the I want to say OODA Loop. It's not OODA Loop, but Opus or Lupus or whatever the heck it is, has a limit of 6, and there's another one now that has a limit of 10.
Jeez.
Yeah, so you have your unit, and you have 10 batteries, expansion batteries for it. Those batteries aren't going to get hot, even if you're running that inverter unit at its maximum capacity, because it's pulling a little bit from each one. The batteries aren't going to get hot, and when you charge them, they're going to charge evenly on this one. It charges it evenly, so none of the batteries get hot. That's cool.
Take a little longer to charge.
Yeah, but and if you have it hooked up to solar, it charges it. Plus, these also have it where you can plug it into the wall too, but it charges evenly.
Yeah.
So you don't having one trying to get charged up really quick, and it balances them all out, which I think is the coolest thing of a power station yet, is it balances everything out.
So I like my Jackery came with the 2 fold out solar panels. They're good. You better have direct sunlight on the entire set of panels to get full charge out of them. Because even if there's like a weed that's casting a shadow, it ruins it. Now, the ones I got from Harbor Freight, the glass ones, those things are amazing. In the sun goes behind a bunch of trees, I'm still getting wattage charging my battery. I'm like,
that's the different. That's the different type of panel.
Right.
And
I love them. I have a second set. Yep.
So I have 2 different. I got the first ones I got from Harbor Freight were the, I'm always mispronounce this. Begins with an A. Amphimorius, whatever.
Amphimorius,
yeah. That you can put your arm out over it and it still keeps charging. Then there's the monocrystalline ones. You put your hand out and it stops.
Yeah, we opened up the because I told the guy when I bought him at Harbor Freight, I said, I just want to open shit because the box had like a dent in the side. I said, I just want to. Oh, he's like, fine, let's open it up. We opened it up, and each panel, there's 4 panels, 25-watt panels or whatever. And I opened it up, and in the fluorescent lights inside Harbor Freight, the light came on. I'm like, what? This thing will actually charge off of it's like, is this like one of those, what do they call it when it runs itself? Whatever. It's like, great. I can run the solar panels to charge my battery and put an incandescent light over it to charge the panels, to charge the battery. Whatever they call that. I'll never run out of power. It'll just sit there and power itself, and I get extra light to go with it.
Like the Upus Mega 5. Yeah, it can have, like she said, 8 of the batteries are called 5B. The 5B battery, that's the units, the 5B. So the 5B will work on the Mega 5. It'll work on the Mega 4, and I think it works on the Mega 2. They may have fixed it now so it can work on the Mega 1 as well. But so the Mega 5 can take 8 of those puppies.
How much are those things?
And it has one built. It has one built into it already. It comes with a built-in battery, but you got 8 additional ones on it.
Those additional batteries got to be $1,000 a pop.
Hang on, because I know I was. Hang on here.
I might upgrade soon for the cabin.
Yeah.
Or
Lupus power station. Hang on here. Lupus. Where's the battery unit? Okay. Yeah, right. So there's a B2 battery, which goes on the Mega 1, Mega 2, and Mega 3. And that costs $1,000 on Amazon right now.
How many watt hours is that battery?
That is
1,500, 2,000, or 1,000?
2,048 watt hours. And it takes 0.6 hours. So about 37 minutes or 38 minutes to full charge.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Hey, let me bring that up. So that's this one right here, the B2. That works on the Mega 1, Mega 2, those are the smaller ones. Like the Mega 3 is a 3,600 watt power station. The Mega 2 is 2,500 watt power station.
That's the power station, but the add-on batteries, do they also are they individual power stations? You just link them all together, or
no? The batteries plug into the power station.
Okay, so like $1,800 gets me a Mega 3, And then another $1,000 gets me an add-on battery because it looks like it has ports in there too.
It does have a 12-volt cigarette lighter on it, and it does have USBs on it. But it doesn't have the 120 volts and the at 15 amps or the 30 amp RV plug on it. Where is the? Let me go up here and look at the. I'm gonna just plug it in because I don't see it down here on the others here. Opus B5 extra battery. There's the B2, the B5. Yes, the B5 is 2300.
Jeez, that's just the battery.
Just the battery, a 5,040 watt-hour battery.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, it's like whoa. Here it is hooked together here on this one here. The Mega one on top, and the B2 in the middle here, the B2 battery underneath of it. So
and the cables are extra, not included.
Nope, comes with the cable.
Each battery comes with a cable to plug into the next one. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And some of the batteries have 2 ports in it, so you can daisy chain all your batteries together. Okay.
Yeah. And the Mega 5 has the adapter where you can plug together, get 240 voltage out of it. You have 2 of them.
Yeah, cool.
No Mega 4 yet? I thought I saw it. Maybe not. Maybe it may be on their website going into it. It's something I saw about it coming out. So it's something in between. But yeah, the Mega 5 is the Mega 5 out there. Yeah, the Mega 5. The B5 is for the Mega 5 unit. So
here's a tip when you're shopping for price on the same item. Don't do it on the same computer. If you go to like Opus and go look at their price on a battery, on whatever, the extra thing, and then you open another window and go to Amazon, you may get a slight price change because they're tracking what you're doing. And they don't want to see what you're doing. I've run it, not with this particular thing, but I've run into this. My wife is like, hey, I found this for $89.95 or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. Let me look it up. Don't send me the link. Just tell me what you searched for. I searched for it. I found it for $82.95. She's like, how'd you find that? I'm like, because you've been searching for it all day. It's jacking the price up on you because on one of your previous videos, the spyware was watching you. It knows.
One of the things I've noticed though on Amazon, if I go into Amazon and I'll find the same thing and I'll look for other sellers and all of a sudden I'll start getting different prices.
Yep.
So
do it on a different device.
Don't go for the first price you see on it.
No, go and use a different device to search it in a slightly different way.
Yeah.
And you'll probably find the same seller with 2 separate prices.
Yeah. So
no wonder why cast iron has been going up.
What was that?
No wonder why cast iron has been going up on Amazon for me.
Oh yeah. Stop going to Amazon. Or borrow your buddy's phone and look it up and see what it is.
Yeah. And sometimes I've noticed Amazon pushes certain sellers over other sellers.
Of course they do.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Interesting. So the Mega 5 can be charged with an EV charger.
Ew. Yeah, take it down to Walmart and slip your credit card in there and charge it up. Okay. And then watch it blow up in the parking lot full of water.
No. The Opus ones have good charge controllers on them, so you can hit it with so much and it goes, no, too much. Sorry. Okay, Okay, so coming up here. So we got that. All right. So Thursday night's the midnight ride. Friday on Camp Patton is going to be homestead focused, talking about how you want to go about setting up your homestead, or for preppers, how you want to set up your bug out location cabin. Same thing applies. The same principle applies to both. And we're going to be going over that on Friday. Saturday, here on GrayManPrepping, it is, what is your dream specialty gear? With the computer that can give me the numbers for the winning lotteries every time.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about what is your dream gear? What do you want to get? I don't know what some of my specialty gear I want to get.
Yeah.
Saturday, Monday on Camp Patton Family Compound for the fireside chat is going to be canning ground beef with, and for Mark here, without seasonings and flavorings to make certain things. And we're going to be talking about why you might want to can ground beef with certain flavorings in it already.
Echo.
Yeah, I think that's adults always don't make wise decisions.
Yes, we do. Maybe do.
All the gear. There we go.
I want it all.
All the gear.
Whip out the credit card. Don't worry about it. Pay for it later. I got it.
Wait. Let me get Chelsea's USAID credit card.
Yeah, I gotta have it now because I want it now.
All right. Ooh, it's got a $5 million limit on it. Okay, I'm getting everything now.
Yeah. We'll pay for it later. Don't worry about the interest.
No, it's on her credit card. So when Elon Musk and Doge goes after her, she's going to get in trouble for it. Anyway, nice. And then next Tuesday here is going to be an interesting one. We'll have to use code words and stuff for it. Large or small caliber. And the efficiency, we're talking efficiencies. Bigger is not always better.
Nope.
Oh, it's going to tick a lot of people off, but bigger.
I got one for that one. I'll be on that one because I got one for that one that will really irritate. I'm
going to pull up Demolition Ranch video where they got the fat electrician on there, and Nick is shooting the 50 caliber through the house, through the wall, into the house next door.
Yeah.
Through that wall, through the refrigerator, through the wall on the other side, and out the other far side. And for the can you shoot the bad guy hiding behind the neighbor's refrigerator?
Yeah.
Can't the 50 cal go through a center block at a mile away?
Yeah. But yeah, they thought it was. They were debating whether how it would go through the house, go through the refrigerator, front and back, and everything else, and whether it would get the guy on the other side. Well, not only that, it went through the house all the way through a couple walls and out the far side,
and killed the
guy behind the next house and behind the refrigerator.
Went the third house and killed the neighbor's kid that was sleeping in a crib. Yeah, that.
Yeah. But that's what they're talking about the thing about. That the whole thing was about safety, and this is why you don't try to. Oh, I see the bad guy hiding in the kitchen of the neighbor's house. I'm going to get him. No, don't. But anyway, so we're talking large or small caliber, and we're also going to venture from the pew-pews to the PCPs. So as well, I'll talk about the calibers on that and some of the new ones. Some of them say, "Hey, it's not." To quote one, it gets so big you don't want it. We want something a little bit smaller that knows how to be used. You can guess who told me that one.
Feet per second matters.
Feet per second matters.
Yes, it does. I will attest to that, and I'll tell you about that on your next stream.
Yeah. So anyways, that's what's up next Tuesday. And again, if you have any suggestions, and I've added a couple more. Thank you for those who have been sending suggestions for the after this event. Are you ready? Or what are your plans after this event? Someone just reminded me about one I did. I hadn't put it in there yet and say, hey, you're going to be redoing this one, thinking about it. And so I added that one. I've added a couple other crazy ones. Yes, if you know of a crazy theory out there that someone's saying, oh, this event is going to happen, it's like that. Hey, we can explore that too. Just for the fact that what if? So someone's coming up with a crazy plan of what happens when the aliens invade land in New York from Alpha Centauri? What's your plans?
Pray.
Yeah. So anyway, so if you have any idea, any suggestions, send them to go ahead and email to me. Emails in the bottom of the description. Also, you have topics for canning stuff. Send it to me or send it to Tammy at rebelcanners@gmail.com. Or any other thing else dealing with prepping or food preservation or gardening. Let us know what you want us to talk about. All right. We're not going to get into that gunslinger. That's if I had Patreon, we'd move over onto Patreon and talk about that over there. But all I can say is, she says sometimes bigger hurts. Now we're going to leave it at that. All right, everyone.
I have lots of jokes there, but I'm not going to say them.
Yeah. Stay happy no matter what life throws at you. Stay safe. Don't go out and do anything foolish. Keep adding to your preps: water, food, medicine, clothing. Figure out what you want for power grid down to help you keep the power on. And we'll see you Thursday for the midnight ride.
Yay.
Take care, everyone.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
And there we go.